To study Himalayan art within the framework of a religious tradition, a specific religious tradition, can be either easy in some cases or very difficult in others. For example, with the Sakya and the Gelug, there's a tremendous amount of art that is available, both painting, murals, and sculpture. With the Kagyu, we have a tremendous amount of early and late art, which is divided between Drukpa, Drikung, Taklung, Karma Kagyu, and then others like the Bottom Kagyu, and just other different minor branch traditions of Kagyu. So there's a tremendous amount. Now for Nyingma is very complicated because Nyingma is of all the traditions of Buddhism in Tibet, the Nyingma is really anarchic, whereas all of the others are hierarchic. Nyingma has no central monastery. It doesn't have a central authority. There's many different monasteries that have all their own authority, and then maybe associated branch monasteries, but one monastery does not dictate or prescribe to another. Now, for some traditions, it can be quite difficult. For some traditions that are moderately well known, such as the Jonang. So the Jonang tradition really became known in the 14th century with Dolpopa Sherab Gyaltsen. He established a small monastery just north of Sakya, across a river, over a mountain, and right on the other side he established a monastery, and then was built a large kumbum, a large stupa-like temple structure, which exists today. It's been damaged over the centuries, but it exists today, and it even has murals on some of the inner walls. Now, also below that original monastery is another, Jonang Puntsog Ling, which was established by Jonang Taranata. And this monastery has many, the main building is still intact, and it has 3 or 4 floors, I think it may be 3, of murals that are in really relatively good condition. Great, fantastic source for art history, iconography, religious studies, art study, everything. So we have these site locations, and then in East Tibet we also have Dzamtang Tsangwo Monastery. This used to be it used to be in Amdo, but now I believe it's in Sichuan, northern Sichuan province. I'm not exact on the geography here, but it's relatively difficult to get to. It's about 17 hours by car from Chengdu. Now, the Dzamtang Tsangwo Monastery was established quite early. It was established in the early 15th century, and it actually has murals in one old temple which date back to that time period. Then most of the temples were severely damaged or destroyed, so all of the new art that you find in terms of murals, scroll work, sculpture is all in a new style, and it's in more of a Aba style, that part of Amdo, Aba Ngaba, or Amdo Ngaba. So this, when you're looking at trying to study Jonang art, you have to be very aware of these 3 site locations. They're very important. But then we have the 3 teachers that occur relatively frequently in both scroll work and sculpture, and that's Dolpopa Sherab Gyaltsen, Kunga Drolchog, and Taranata. Okay, after that we have to look at protector deities, and this is really for scroll work paintings, where if you see the 2 protector deities, either Raudrantaka or Panjarnata with a Kila lower body, then these are generally will indicate that it is a Jonang tradition, because these are not commonly found in other traditions. They're not prominent in Sakya or in Bulug or in Gyaltsen or Bodong. These are special really for Jonang. So we have to look at these individuals, these site locations, and these special protectors. Now, unlike other traditions, hats are not a real benefit in helping to identify Jonangpa art, sculpture, or scrollworks. Hats are the hats of the Jonang generally are too close in appearance to the Sakya, Bodong, Bulug, Gyaltsen Monastery, and others in the Tsang region. So we really have to focus on site locations, and then the three main teachers, and then the indications of the two protectors that are special for Jonang.